Trump, I want Ukrainians and Russians to stop dying in a pointless war. Leftists. Looks like British lads are about to be fed into the meat grinder again.
The UK is prepared to back this with boots on the ground and planes in the air.
Right, so the government refuses to defend our own borders, but thinks it's a matter of urgent historical destiny to defend Ukraine's border 2,000 miles away. The juxtaposition of demands for a war footing to preserve Eastern European borders younger than the Simpsons, while we are unable to maintain the territorial integrity of our own state, or as historian David Starkey puts it, we can't even defend Kent, let alone Kiev. An LBC caller pointed out that Britain's increasingly diverse younger generations might not be too interested in risking their lives for their adopted country.
Today, these kids, if you went by these schools in the morning, you know, it's unbelievable. Them kids wouldn't be fighting.
How do you know, John? How do you know? Have you spoken to any?
How do we know? Has anyone spoken to any? Well, yes, and this is what they said.
You guys live in the UK?
Yeah, we do.
Would you join the military?
No. We're not from this country.
If they say it's compulsory, what would you do?
I'll just go back to eat. Go back to my country. No, I'll just go back to my country.
First of all, I'm not a UK citizen, I'm an immigrant.
I'm Welsh.
No, unfortunately not. I'm not from this country originally. You know?
Where are you from?
Brazil.
Do you live here?
Yes.
Would you go to war for this country?
No.
I'm Pakistani, so...
Are you a resident?
I'm a resident. I've got dual nationality.
Young British men aren't exactly excited over fighting and dying for Keir Starmer either.
You have homeless English people not getting housed, but you have immigrants that come here. They're illegal and they get housed. It's a joke.
So just illegal? You're saying just illegal?
Illegal immigrants.
But legal? I'm talking. I just asked that. Just about legal migrants.
Yeah, but even if they're legal immigrants, they still shouldn't be put over English people. No, we spend too much tax money on immigrants. And I think that's a joke. And we should worry about our own people before others.
Do you think the political class generally are doing that then?
No. Young people in this country don't have a voice and it makes me sick.
When Ukraine's having to kidnap its own fighting age males off the streets to send them to the front lines. Under what delusion do these idiots think there's any enthusiasm to send our boys there? Get conscripted to fight in Ukraine with fellow UK-ish countrymen. Officer gives speech about how proud he is to be from a country of every nationality except Russian. Says, okay, we're teaming up with Azov for next mission, don't Google them. Arrive at frontline, get drone striked. Don't worry lads, we'll replace you with several legions of the finest migrants who will remain behind in Britain to protect your wives and children after you're sent into the meat grinder. Meanwhile, back in Britain... Back with every stranger. Maybe we should just send our women to Ukraine instead. The alliance of Elon Musk's tech innovations and President Trump's pro-growth energy policies could speed up an unprecedented advance in AI and clean technology. Trump has made clear he wants to fast-track approvals for new energy infrastructure and make available as much energy as possible to power AI and crypto mining operations, while Musk has made it clear that solar is the solution to America's energy needs. By 2028, the world will generate around 3 times more data than it did in 2024, and North America is expected to be the world's largest market for data centers, amounting to 35 to 40% of the global market. Today's video sponsor, SolarBank Corporation, listed on the Nasdaq under the symbol SUUN, is an established solar developer, which recently announced plans for an expansion into data centers. The company has over 100 solar plants under management, has sold over 100 solar plants, and its projects have powered over 10,000 homes. They formed a strategic partnership with some of the largest companies in the US and Canada, including Honeywell, which they completed a $41 million deal with. SolarBank's asset base is currently 32 MWh operational, but it's poised for growth with a pipeline of over 1,256 MWh in development. That's 40 times its existing operating assets. SolarBank's financial results speak for themselves. Revenue grew from $1 million in 2014 to $58 million in the 2024 fiscal. That's 58 times growth in 10 years, which means the company's compound growth rate over these years is 50%. SolarBank could potentially become a new energy powerhouse. The company's business model combines a strong solar energy segment, a potentially transformative expansion into AI data centers, and possibly a segment enabling SolarBank to become a player to power crypto mining operations. Its operating performance has been remarkable, and the expansion of its project base should provide strong catalysts for its valuation. Of course, projects are subject to risk, including financing, permitting, and the continuation of government incentives. So please do your own due diligence. But in my view, this is a very interesting time to check out SolarBank Corporation. Link in the description box down below. Moronic boomers literally think this is a rerun of World War II because they got all emotional watching that Churchill movie again. The ultimate boomer truth take. Now apparently we should base foreign policy not even on World War II but on the movie version. If we're going to go there, one could just as easily point out Churchill did make a deal with FDR and Stalin.
How do we get people to fight in the war? We convinced the people that we had to fight against Hitler because we could understand that we had a major threat coming at us.
It's what they fought for. Modern conflicts with their own reasons and circumstances. No. You see, it's Hitler versus Churchill all day, every day until the end of time. Ukraine, Russia, Israel, Gaza, South and North Sudan, ISIS versus ISIS. All Hitler versus Churchill, kid. What are you, Chamberlain? After spending the last 8 months disparaging young, patriotic British men as far right, including those who merely wanted a new inquiry into the grooming gang's outrage.
Calling for inquiries because they want to jump on a bandwagon of the far right.
Now Starmer thinks they'll gleefully sign up for a virtue-signalling foreign occupation because Labour stopped being obsessed with diversity and inclusion for 5 seconds and put out some macho war propaganda video.
The first priority of this government, of any government, is the security and safety of the British people, to defend the national interest, particularly in these volatile times.
There's a £24 billion black hole in our economy. We can barely house our own homeless, keep children out of poverty, or keep pensioners warm in winter. Oh, but there's plenty of money to keep sending off to a corrupt overseas government that keeps miraculously losing track of it all. Peak UK, a country with zero civilisational momentum and an ever-diminishing hope of revival, slummified by open borders, crippled by bureaucracy, poor, unsafe, sickly. Meanwhile, the PM commits a non-existent military to a futile conflict that has nothing to do with us. Oh, but they've assured us it's just a peace force. They're calling it the Coalition of the Willing.
We will go further to develop a coalition of the willing to defend a deal in Ukraine.
Wait a minute, that rings a bell. Oh yeah, the invasion of Iraq. That went well. Strange, isn't it, how so many normies are suddenly dead keen on protecting Ukraine's democracy. While not too far away in Romania, the right-wing populist who won their democratic election was arrested and criminally charged by the political establishment to prevent him from taking office. No one cares about that though. I guess some things are more current than others. If you value what I do and you want to help support me, please visit pauljosephwatson.locals.com and either pledge a one-time donation or subscribe to join my community, get early access videos, and message me directly. And exclusive live streams coming soon too. Promise. Check out the Locals link down in the description. And don't forget to take a look at the brand new website modernity.news. That's where you'll find all my content, including exclusive articles. That's modernity.news.